Hi everyone and welcome back to 417 Fox. Today is about motivation and why does it take so long to do one of these projects like swapping a Coyote into a Fox Body. So one of the things that I want to do today for motivation, sometimes we could sit around all day long and say, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that. I got 10 things to do before I stick this motor in the engine bay. But you know what, guys? I could say all those things, but today we're putting this motor in the engine bay. But before we do, let's talk about this. Now guys, I know everybody's not like me, but if you are, a project like this might take longer than you anticipated, because if you're like me, you might be a little bit OCD about your stuff. Look, there's nothing wrong with taking this car just like it was, yanking the motor out, throwing the Coyote in, get everything mechanically done and moving on down the road, and it's done, you're back on the road. I could have done this project a lot quicker than what it's taken me. But I'm one of those, while I'm in there, double check the rear axle. Slight pinion seal leak. Fix that. One of the axle shaft seals, slight leak. Go ahead and fix that. Well, if you're going to do that, you got to do the bearings. You got to do both of them. Well, while you got the axle out, you might as well clean it up and paint it. Well, while it's out, you might as well get all the hardware and everything repainted. And while you're in there, you might as well put a diff cover in there. Well, while you're in there, you might as well go ahead and get new bushing. So you get where I'm going with this, guys. The while you are in there, I've had a lot of while you're in there's. While I'm in there, I might as well go ahead and do a custom engine bay. While I'm in there, I might as well go ahead and do a custom interior. And while I'm in there, I might as well go ahead and completely redo the underside of the car. Oh, hey, and there's the fuel system. There's that C6 Corvette pump regulator combo. That where we only have to take one line up to the front. There it is installed right there in the Fox Body filter hanger. So guys, there's a lot of while I'm in there's when you do a project like this, if you so choose. But I'm just one of those guys. If I've got the axle out, we've already got to take the tank down to do the fuel system. Well, the motor's out, everything's out. Well, while I'm in there. So guys, what we're going to do today, and this really helps with motivation. Like I said, I probably need to install the Hydro Boost and the AC accumulator and all those things before putting the motor in. Yes, those things can be installed before ever installing the motor. But having the motor in the hole is going to do one crucial thing for me. Or really two crucial things. One, motivation. Getting to finally see this motor in that engine bay, that's going to be huge for me for motivation. That's going to push me and drive me to want to get this project done. The other thing is our good friends from DIY Auto Tune, the AMP EFI brand, with this MS3 Pro 4 Coyote PMP harness, ECU. Also, I've got the digital dash to go with it. Well, being able to go ahead and get this harness plugged all into the motor, then I'm going to really be able to look at routing options. So not just for this, but for all the other things in the car. Really get an idea for electrical and all those other things associated that I'm going to need to do while I'm in that engine bay. So I probably won't truly mount the motor. We're just going to get the car lowered down on it, which really for me, again, motivation. But while it's out here, I'm going to go ahead and get it all plugged in. I downloaded their quick start guide, which I wouldn't call it quite a quick start. It's about like 19-20 pages long. So we'll know where to plug everything up at, get it all plugged in, and then we'll get the car lowered on it. So let's get after it. The more I mess with this kit, the more I'm impressed with it and the quality. All of these factory connectors that are high quality, the quality of this harness, getting this thing installed. And then I started thinking, well, what about all this other stuff I'm going to have to kind of make provisions for? No, it's all in the package. So let's take a look. So first of all, so here's your oil pressure. And of course, I don't know if you can see that down there, but every connector is labeled oil pressure. They send you the adapter and the pressure switch, so you actually have a real oil pressure sender. The Ford factory one that is on here is kind of a dummy sensor, so this is more a quality sensor. So this, of course, I'll have to make sure that kind of stays away from the header. I set some of this stuff on top up here. Let's sit through this. But just look at the routing. I didn't even have to try hard how well all this is done. The injectors and everything, all of your variable valve timing, your cam sensors, your crank sensor. I mean, all this. I mean, look. I mean, your knock sensor, your crank sensors down there. The crank sensor, your knock sensor. So these things here aren't plugged up yet. Like one of these is, it's kind of cool. They actually include another pressure sender. This is a flex fuel. So they actually have provisions in their software to where you can have, if you want to hook up one of those flex fuel sensors, it will actually plug into here and feed that info to their system, so you can have a variable tune for flex fuel. This one here that's not hooked up yet, that's for my alternator. Now what's cool is, of course, look, we've got the alternator harness right there, already got the loom in it, everything. Really nice factory connection on that end. That's for here's your pressure sensor for the fuel pressure if you're going to end up doing the if you do the flex fuel. What else is not hooked up down here yet? Intake air temperature, so they have a harness for that. Of course, that's going to need to be, of course, these things you wouldn't want to have built into the harness because every car and every installation is going to be a little different, and I'm going to need to route this depending on where I put, well, of course, the sensor at. So there's that. Flex fuel connectors. So right here, guys, so the drive-by-wire throttle, so you've got actually a harness connection here. So whether you want to go drive-by cable, which is what I'm doing, and you're like, well, Michael, why wouldn't you do drive-by-wire? Well, you could do either or, and this already had the harness connections for the GM sensors on a drive-by cable. Plugs right in there, or you can plug it in if you want to do drive-by-wire. Now, the reason why I chose to go drive-by cable is I plan on retrofitting the cruise control right to this, because that's one of your biggest, in my opinion, drawbacks. If you're going to do a Coyote swap and I like to drive my car, I want cruise control. So guys, just looking at this, really impressed. We'll kind of get this in there, we'll kind of get it in the car. I'll lay this up here, and then what we'll do is go ahead and get it in the car, and then we'll kind of look at how maybe it would be best to kind of tie this up here on the back, you know, maybe like this. And I got some of these cool little plug-in zip ties. Maybe we can plug that in, get that all nice and neat, and well, let's see what the motor looks like in the car. To lower it down, and let's see what we got. So Angel's in the car to help me line everything up. So let's go ahead and keep bringing her down. I tell you, I'm sitting here looking at my little, this is stuff you don't think about, but I'm looking at my little thing here, and I don't think the motor is going to clear, or I don't think my cart is going to clear the post to go down far enough. It absolutely is not. All right, so round 3, we end up getting rid of the other part of the cart up there, and this is plenty stable enough just so we don't have cart issues getting this thing lower down. It's plenty stable on there. So of course, with all that, you got to take the motor off the cart. That's a whole ordeal in itself. Take the cart apart, blah la la. Here we go. So let's try this again. Like tonight, that's probably about as far as we're going to have to take it down, but man, that does look good. I mean, we probably have about 3 more inches or so that we need to come down, but I can't because it's sitting on this cart. The motor's pretty much perfectly somewhat level, right? And it's sitting on the headers for the most part. Well, the motor needs to kick back just a little bit so I can make contact with the K-member. So what I'll have to do first is go back there and actually mount the transmission so we have that as a pivot point, and then I can jack up this so that way we can jack it up so we can get a couple of bolts started for the K-member. But in the meantime, this still serves my purpose of being able to take this harness and really see how I'm going to route it, because looking here, being able to route this over here, and we'll go in through the factory harness position right here. So I need to go get that grommet, or what, you know, that goes here off the factory harness, and repurpose it, and then we'll take that on into the car so we can make all of our connections inside the car. Well guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Heck, more to come on the next one. A lot of steps left to go. It's a little bit daunting, but just seeing the motor in the engine bay is very motivating. It really makes you want to push forward and get it done. So I appreciate you guys' support. Comment down below, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.